What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is the Blacklist Redemption, Season 1, Episode 3, Independence, U.S.A. So, I'm not sure if this is going to be how the rest of the season is, and if it is, great, and if not, I'm going to be a little upset. But every single episode has had some sort of bearing on the overall plot. The first one obviously was introducing everything. The second one was very emotional for Scotty and is very connected to her. And then the third one brings up a lot of questions about if Scotty's even really her anymore, if she's been replaced. So if that's going to be every episode where, even though it's something, they're taking on some other, they're either going after somebody or they're, in this case, Independence USA, they're going after a bunch of Russians being trained to be sleeper agents. If it's going to be like that every episode, and every episode there's going to be some sort of connection to Scotty and Tom and his dad and all of that stuff, if that's how it's going to be, awesome. That's how the first season of the Blacklist was. It was like every single episode, the Blacklister for that episode was somehow connected to Red and what he was trying to do. The past couple seasons, it's felt like sometimes the Blacklister they're going after just doesn't really connect at all. And those episodes are the ones where it's just kind of like, it was okay. So if they're going to do that this whole season where every single organization, every single person they're trying to track down has some sort of connection to the main plot of Tom and his parents, that would be pretty awesome. So I hope they keep that up. If not, if like the next 3 episodes have nothing to do with the main plot, it's going to be a little bit upsetting, because if that's how you're going to do it, save this episode and the episode before for later in the season. Because those episodes, if they tie into the main plot, should be scattered throughout the season. Not we have 3 right away and then nothing to do with the main plot, and then we have another one later on. So that's more something going into the future. Obviously, I can't really judge it right now. So we'll see if that's where it's going, but that's my opinion on that. As far as this episode is concerned, though, it was good. It was very very interesting. I love that they're keeping the heist element going. I was worried it was going to be something where it's just like, oh yeah, look, it's kind of like a heist, the way we have the music and we have the little sections of the camera like cutting, stuff like that. It felt very much like a heist show, like Leverage, if you ever saw that. And I was wondering if that was just going to be like a little bit of a thing, but they've actually kept it going pretty well. It still feels like the Blacklist trying to be a heist show, but it's starting to form its own identity a little bit. I'm starting to get into the rhythm of what's supposed to happen, starting to get along with the team a little bit more, so that's good. But in this one, we have Tom and the woman whose name still escapes me. They go undercover as these people who are trying to be Russian sleeper agents, in the U.S. They're pretty much training them to take over the lives of other people. And so we're trying to find out, okay, what is the point of this? Who are they trying to imitate? Why are they trying to imitate these specific people? All of that stuff. There's a little bit of a thing between Tom and the woman that's supposed to be his wife in this town. And yeah, all in all, I mean, it was fairly straightforward, but it was enjoyable. It was fun. It kind of exactly what you'd expect. Tom has to be with this woman, of course, because he's the only married one of the group. Of course, he's the one that ends up with a wife. And then there's a moment where, even though none of the cameras are on, you can see that she still saw something in him that she's just like, you know what, let's just make this more real. And of course he's like, no, I'm sorry, I'm married already. So that was kind of interesting to see. And then of course near the end we start to see that she's really devoted to this cause, even though I was wondering if they were going to go for the typical, like, they form some sort of connection and so that's why she lets him go, but ultimately she was ready to kill him, which I really like. Most of the time in a moment like that, her character would have just gone completely against herself and been like, oh, you know what, we did have a bit of a connection, so I'm going to let you live. But no, that's not what these people are. These people that came here, except for like a couple, we saw one lady get dragged off because she didn't want to do this. For the most part, a lot of them are there for this reason, because they know what they're there for. And so this lady, seeing that Tom has betrayed her and that he's actually not there for the same reason she is, wants to kill him for that. And thankfully, Tom's partner, whatever her name is, steps in and saves his life by hitting her with a car. So I really like the fact that they kept that true to the characters. I just overall really like this idea for a plot. This city that's birthing Russian sleeper agents is a very interesting idea, and the way they handle it is very well done. So all in all, it was a good episode. Some stuff on the outside, like I said, with Scotty possibly being a Russian sleeper agent. Tom's dad, I'm not sure. It's so hard to tell with him. Like, I want to believe that he's telling the truth because everybody else doesn't believe that he's telling the truth because they think he's crazy. But at the same time, there is a big possibility that all of this is just him going crazy. Maybe there really is somebody trying to kill him, but because he sees something different in Scotty, it's like he's so convinced she's the one trying to kill him. I'm wondering if it's going to end up where somebody else is trying to kill him, and they're trying to make it look like she's the one responsible. But I don't know. I truly don't know what to expect from him. He has this idea that Scotty was acting different after Christopher and Tom disappeared as a kid, and so he's wondering if maybe these Russian sleeper agents, if one of them replaced her because they made them look exactly like the people that they're trying to imitate. So there is a possibility of that. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's just his mad ravings, but it's definitely an interesting story going forward. And on top of that, the woman that Tom went to work with, we get a little bit more of a backstory on her. She talks about how she was in the Army, and when she came back, they gave her all of this medicine, but some of it they said it was going to help and it didn't, and so she ended up getting addicted. And so we see at the end she ends up going to get some more. So I figured that'll be some sort of plot line going forward. It's probably just a way for us to identify with her a bit easier. It did feel like kind of a cheap little, feel sorry for her, guys, she's a drug addict. Now you have a reason to sympathize with her. You don't have to throw that in there just to make me sympathize with her. You could actually make her an interesting character first and then throw in the fact that, also she's a drug addict and that's something she deals with. But I don't know, I've seen this in a lot of shows where if you're trying to get the team to be recognizable, if you're trying to get them to be more connected with the audience, you tend to give one of the team members that nobody knows, you tend to give them some sort of vice or something that they're dealing with. Criminal Minds did this with Tara, one of the new members. Didn't really know much about her, and then all of a sudden she's going through a divorce. Oh no, guys, feel sorry for her, you gotta sympathize with her. And she hadn't really developed much of a character at that point. So, same thing here. It feels like they haven't really developed much of a character for her, but they're like, ooh, guys, look, drug addiction. Feel bad for her. Go ahead, sympathize with her. Draw closer to her as a character. Feels a little bit lazy, but that's about the only complaint I can have. The rest of it, like I said, really good. Really enjoying it so far. Still not up to the Blacklist standards, of course, but I do think it's got the legs to go. I do think it's got the ability to take it further from here. Because the story overall is a very interesting setup. Like I said, I don't know whether or not his dad's telling the truth about all this, but if he is, it's definitely a very interesting story. So I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do with it next. All in all, it's exciting to watch week after week so far. At the very least, there's always an exciting action scene. In this case, it wasn't a huge action scene, but there was a moment where they're about to breach the door, and so they end up blowing up the door with them already there. That was pretty cool to watch, but it's fun, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do next. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What did you like and dislike about this episode? Let me know, we can talk about and discuss all the good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Blacklist Redemption reviews. I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.